I had to update my title. I don't know what was going on with it, but I had to update it. We're good now. No issues here. There's no issues here. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta just update some stuff. I'm trying to wait for enough people to come back in here because I don't want to have to keep retelling and retelling. That is kind of like a bit much, and I don't want to have to keep doing it. So it's just like I'm trying to wait. My biggest thing, y'all, and I say this to a lot of people, like as I'm putting out content and as I'm going live and doing, the engagement and everything, I just like people to know, like, I don't do bullies in my comments. I don't want to have to block people, but I will. I'm about to have some moderators up on here, so baby, we really gonna be paying attention, and we gonna see if you on here talking some. Just be prepared to get booted. Now I will say this much: I'm very forgiving. I'm a forgiving queen. I'm going to really definitely give you a timeout first. It depends on your offense, but I'll give you a timeout first, and then your ass will be blocked. I don't care for none of it. I don't get online for that. I don't care for none of it. I have really tough skin, so you're not going to get to me to the point where I log off. You're not going to make me feel like I want to unalive my, like, I'm not doing none of that. So don't come over here with those intentions. I wouldn't go into nobody's live with those intentions. Um, but if you do, just know what to expect. I'm just saying. You take it as a disclaimer if you feel. I'm just waiting for people to come back in because I had to undo my live, y'all, and then I had to restart. Oh, that's my back part. I had to restart my whatchamacallit to go back into the algorithm. It's so weird. But for the people that I know is still here outside of bots, because I can kind of tell the difference now. Um, when you decide, hello, hi everybody, y'all make sure whatever y'all do when y'all come in, that y'all hit the follow button for me, please. YouTube is so sensitive, y'all. I'm gonna play some music, but I'm gonna try my best to keep it on a more like I don't wanna I hate to say it, but it gotta be like some jazz without lyrics or something. Cause I'm scared. Like YouTube already, y'all. They didn't copy wrote my other video. I really gotta fill this out. Like I've been in nursing school for so long and not doing content to the point where I forgot like what is acceptable and what is not acceptable for YouTube, y'all. I am very engaging. Like I love, 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 love when y'all put comments into the comment section down there, right? We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. When you put the comment down there, be respectful. Do not play with me. That's all I ask. Other than that, this is a safe place. You can say whatever you got to say on your YouTube, so you know it's consequences to what you type. Whatever YouTube got lined up, that's what y'all take up with them. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Just be respectful over here. How you doing, Jay Boogie? I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Greatly. But yes, y'all, I've been in nursing school so long, I forgot. Like, so my last video had got copyright, unbeknownst to me. I didn't know until I literally was just looking at my videos and I'm like, damn, I did not know that. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Trial and error. That's how we mess up to fix it and do better. We do better the next time. So, hello everyone. Make sure y'all share my YouTube here. Please make sure you share it. Love on me a little bit. Tap the screen. Give me some hearts. I'm trying to make this disappear, y'all, because it's so annoying. So where I was at with all this, y'all, so we can get into the good gushy stuff, because I don't wanna spend too much time introducing myself and stuff like that to you guys. You guys will have time to answer questions, and y'all will have time to get them answered. But it's like right now, I really just want to like stay bold to what I really came on here for, and to give y'all a real breakdown to what I'm about. So, my name is Boots. That's as much as y'all can get from me right now. I am from Baltimore, Maryland. Coming to YouTube, honestly was just for fun. But my channel now is going to be based off of a few different things and a few different niches. I don't really have the personality to just stick to one niche. I am a nurse, so y'all are going to hear some, like, for those who don't really care for that content, I really don't know what to tell you, because like I'm not going to do anything separate. So you're just going to have to deal with it. And if you get some more, you know what I'm saying, if you get some knowledge on the way, hey, what you do with it is up to you. That's the best I can say. You said nosy is after you. Who is that? Who's nosy? What are you talking about? Are you saying nosy individuals, like as in nosy people, is after me? There ain't nobody after me, babe. I'm with God. Don't nobody after me. Anyway, you guys, I am a nurse, so like I said, you'll hear some of that content, but for the most part, I'm here to entertain y'all. I do need y'all to double tap the screen for me though. And I do need y'all to give me as many hearts as possible, because that's what keeps me in the algorithm. That's what makes me want to continue to entertain you guys, you know, and give y'all a little bit more. And then a lot more. And then more and more after that. Y'all, these comments be going so crazy, it make my eyebrows itch. Let me see. Bang, bang, bang goes the farmer's gun. Listen, we're not doing none of that. I don't know what all of that is about. You doing these little, like, stop it. Okay, we're not here for nursery rhymes and none of that. Anyway, y'all, please, y'all, when y'all can give me a thumb, give me a thumb in the comments if y'all can hear me, y'all. I want to see them thumbs go up over there so we can start getting into the tea. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking for much. If y'all want to send a donation, y'all can send a donation. I appreciate it. Either way it go. So yes, y'all will see a little bit of nursing content, but I'm not gonna overdo it, y'all, because eventually I will find a way to separate. Thank you. I'm a German Shepherd, but I'm saying, like, so you know how you would give me the thumbs for my video? That's the thumb I'm talking about, please. Hands like a mechanic. Oh, really? You think so? I don't think so. I mean, I broke off a few nails or whatever, but I'm a nurse. I really, like, my hands are clean. I think that's the most important. Not really what the hands look like, but more so that they're clean. Are you able to show me your hands? Anyway, y'all, I'm not here for none of that, okay? I'm not here for none of that. And again, I gave y'all a disclaimer. If you need another one, I can give it to you. This is a safe space. If you come over here with all of that, like, weird shit, I'm going to have to boot you, because theoretically speaking, this is not that. This space is not that. This is not for negativity. This is not for trolls. Even though I know y'all trolls can't help yourselves because y'all don't have no life. This is not that. No, I didn't ban them because I don't really care to ban anybody. Like, if it continues going on, German Shepherd, and if you stick around, you may be in the runner up to, you know, be my moderator. I'm going to need a moderator. I just haven't yet made a choice yet because everybody's schedules are so different. And being in nursing, it's very hard for me to really just align my schedule with someone else. So that's the only reason why I haven't picked a moderator yet, but I will eventually. Thank you, sweetie. But just to give y'all a breakdown, so I'm a nurse. Y'all will get some of that content here and there. But for the most part, I do want to make sure things stay entertaining. Um, I strive to make the best content as possible, though I can be a little bit busy. You guys will definitely get check-ins with me. I will always make sure I check in with y'all. Now, the reason why y'all did not hear from me prior months is because my hiatus had to be what it was because I was getting through nursing school as a new grad. I'm also about to go back in January for my RN. I have my LPN right now. But nevertheless, you guys, what I really want to make clear, in my sentiments and why I'm actually in nursing, like, just in general, it ties into, like I was saying, if I had to reset or, you know, redo my life for the algorithm, my nursing extends off to other things. Like, growing up, I had kind of a tumultuous childhood, you know, and a lot of kids, especially now and today, you guys, need someone not just to be a role model, but to help them along the way. Like, a lot of kids are going through it. And I had to realize, like, growing up, my mother didn't have all the tools. You know, she did the best that she could. But at the end of the day, I'm from Baltimore. Listen, you got to get it how you live. You said, what test do you hate the most? The exit Hesty. You see how I said that and I didn't even have to think about it? Listen, everything in nursing, baby, check A+ on that motherfucker. When it comes to exit, that is going to humble you in ways that you never even thought you could be humbled. Okay? I don't want to go off a topic too much, but exit, that will have to be what I hate the most. However, exit is also a good thing because exit lets you know as a nurse how well you're going to do with the NCLEX. So those two pretty much go hand in hand. And though exit is a bitch and it's annoying and it's very annoying, trust me, you will learn to grow with exit. I feel like I had to really get acclimated with it, y'all. Like, you know, I was out of school for a little while, so the way school is in nursing and that, like the lectures and stuff like that, like you really just have to. I would have to say, know your learning style. First and foremost, are you an auditory learner? Are you a kinesthetic, or is it kinesthetic? Yeah, are you a kinesthetic learner? Um, are you visual? You know, you have to know your learning style. Are you audio and kinesthetic? Like it's so many variables within like nursing school because I feel like I started out taking notes, like just take notes. That's not going to do it though, because I feel like you could take notes and you can definitely do a nice review, but it don't always mean it's going to stick. You got to take all of that information and you got to do something with it. And when I mean you got to do something with it, I mean you got to challenge yourself. I know my nursing school had Elsevier Evolve. Kudos to them because I've had different people in different cohorts, homegirls in nursing school, and they did not use Evolve. They didn't have that. So if you do like I did, or I still have excess, if you do, God bless you and use Evolve like never before. Get used to it. Because I feel like a lot of the information that you're going to see in nursing school in those exit exams are all linked up to Evolve. On top of that, Evolve is what you see at the end of your nursing program anyway. I mean, the exit exam is through Evolve, so you might as well get as acclimated with it as possible. You said I am German Shepherd. He said, what test do you hate? I answered that. You said I have to do blood tests. What do you need a blood test for, German Shepherd? I cannot give you any doctoral medical advice, but I can give you advice if it's just basic. I do not, by any means, have any license to diagnose anyone. And though I know what I know, I am not going to diagnose you. I can give you advice on how to better things or what tests to get. Um, but y'all gonna start to make me feel like my family, like everybody wants me to be nurse, and I don't mind that, but it's just like I'm not here for that. If you have questions or if you're going to nursing school and you have questions, let me know in the comments to see if I'm healthy like my blood. Okay, so you want to get a CBC count. You want to get a complete blood count. You want to make sure you get all of everything looked at within your blood work, especially if you're someone who has not been to the doctors within a certain amount of years, maybe 4 more years. You want to get a CBC count. You want to definitely make sure you get a complete blood count. And something that I'm also working on, y'all, is like not every single nurse practices healthy habits. I do want to be a nurse that practices healthy habits. I still smoke cigarettes. It's nothing that I'm ashamed of. I've been smoking cigarettes since I was probably like 16 years old. I'm in my 30s, y'all. So it has to be something to give. I do plan to quit. But as I've learned, it's a lot of nurses that smoke. I just sworn in my mind, but I'm not like one of them chain smoking ass nurses like, oh no, it was a cold blue. Let me go smoke a cigarette. I'm not one of those. So don't do that. One thing about me, I'm always going to be real with y'all. So even if you don't like it, I don't give a damn. I'm still going to give you my honest truth because why not? I go every 4 months. Okay. So you're in a pretty healthy standard then. German Shepherd, you're going more than the average person goes. I mean, some people go to the doctors every few years. Some people don't really like to go to the doctors, and I don't. I don't knock those people who feel that way, because honestly, it's a reason why they feel that way. Some people are hypochondriacs and they go just to fucking go, which these doctors are busy, y'all. Listen, if you really feeling ill and you know for a fact that the ED ain't hitting it, and you need your doc, have at it. But for the most part, these doctors are busy, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all this here: it affects the quality of care in one way or another. You got doctors out here that will, just like nurses working in the field. I gotta be honest. You got doctors that's going to go above and beyond to make sure each one of their patients is taken care of. You got some doctors that's burnt out, they tired, they've been doing it for years. They already know what you're dealing with. You came in, they done seen it about 50 million times. They just want to look at you, get you in there, and get you out. And those are the doctors that I hope stop doing that, if I'm being honest. Because think about it. You're getting whether I'm paying a copay with my insurance, paying out my pocket with no insurance, copay still included, you are giving your finances to this healthcare provider to provide these services so that you'll feel better. The chances of people having to continuously come back for another issue are a lot greater these days. And it boils down to doctors being still very, very low rates, very burnt out doctors. Doctors that just might not care. They might have been doing it for a few years and they about to retire. I mean, these are facts though. These are not things that we're just nitpicking at. These are things that you can tangibly look up on Google. You can see these rates. You can see it's it's more to it. I don't want to stick with those topics though, because I feel like that's going to exist regardless. People are human at the end of the day, y'all. So you still have to be a bit knowledgeable. I mean, it comes down to that. You have to advocate for yourself. If it's not anything that I can tell you guys that is considerably good advice, make sure you are knowledgeable enough to be able to advocate for yourself. You guys, I do not mind. We're doing a lot of talking. I need y'all to double tap the screen for me, but most importantly, make sure y'all, that little thumb up there, I need y'all to make sure y'all like these videos, because this is what's going to get us into that algorithm, and this is what's going to make us go up so we can continue to build our community. I had a big following, you guys, and before I went into nursing school, I was doing really, really good with my subs. And it started going down because guess what? Consistency is key, and when you are not consistent, can you hear me now, German Shepherd? Can y'all hear me? Thank you. Um, like I was saying, so in the fourth quarter, I feel like they was willing to let us leave a little early. Like we could get out at 3:30, but for the most part, we was in there clinicals or not, like until at least 3:30. Make sure you guys also hit that subscribe button so every single time I post, you guys do not miss anything. Now my topics is gonna end up switching up because I'm not gonna talk about nursing all day, y'all. What I do want to talk about, I see a lot of people on the internet, judging this girl. And I try my best to like really not share my opinion because I don't want to seem biased because I'm from Baltimore. But I feel like a part of our youth declining these days, like let's use it for example, right? When I was going to school, we learned how to read an analog clock. My mother taught me how to write a check. And listen, I didn't have a mother and a father in the household. You know what I'm saying? I had my mom, and my mom went through her addiction phases. I mean, being a nurse and giving back in a different way and knowing, I feel like my situation is considerably a blessing and a curse because yes, as a child and through adolescent, growing up early, things like that. I don't want to start a sob story. Um, it was hard, and being back in that mindset, like going back to how I thought as a child, in those moments, it was more so like you want people to understand you, but you don't know what or how to say it. You're struggling more than you should. You know that your mom is trying, and you know that food is barely in the free. You know these things. Like I had to take care of my little brother. I had to grow up a little earlier. I had to pay some bills. These will either make you or they'll break you. For me, they did make me. Some people, they do break you, and it just depends. But to answer your question, German Shepherd, because I don't want to overlook any comments. I love when you guys ask me questions. Um, if you guys want to donate to, just to let y'all know, I don't mind it. I do not mind it at all. If y'all want to donate, trying to think. It don't have to be nothing crazy, but y'all, we're gonna be doing giveaways on here, so the more the merrier. If you do donate, just know that eventually you will see something back, whether it's big or small. And baby, when I do my giveaways like I used to, y'all don't know, y'all coming back up on me. But when I do my giveaways, I go in. I don't just play with y'all. I'm gonna give some shit away that I know y'all gonna want to use. Okay, you're not just gonna sit it over there in the corner, like we do some of the Christmas gifts that family members give us that we really don't want to use, but we like, oh, that's nice. Knowing damn well we can't use it, knowing we don't want to use it, knowing that it's going to be dirt collected on the item. Sit it right over we don't use it. That's one of those things. I don't want to give you some shit that you're not going to use. I want to give you something that I know is going to get used. So, German Shepherd, you see, I'm trying to really push away from that question, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer it for you because you asked me, and I pride myself on being transparent with my supporters. So I don't want to skip it. That's not right. Did you have the person? Wait a minute. You see, did you? Y'all double tap the screen for me too, y'all. That helps me out greatly. Whether it's hearts, the hundreds, whatever. I don't care what y'all put. Just double tap for me, y'all. That's not gonna cost y'all nothing. If y'all could send a donation, that would be lovely. I mean, 99 cents, $1, anything. You guys going live outside of having a career, it's not super easy. I don't think people understand that. Like, yes, I'm here because I want to engage with y'all and get to know y'all and grow with y'all. But I'm also here expanding my time. So that's not easy. But never to be, humble pie is a great thing to have and eat. So I'm eating my slice right now. Um, to answer, okay, let me read your question first so I know what to answer next. Did you hear about the person that packed a box full of black windows that was stealing her packages? Guy stole the box, ended up dead. Oh, we have to talk more about that. I don't know about that. You said she never got charged. I believe it though. It's so much going on in the whole Amazon world, all that. So let me answer German Shepherd's question before I keep avoiding it. I normally tell people that my father's deceased, but I'm not going to do that because it's very false, unfortunately. And I just like to be real with y'all. So my dad is alive. He is just not he's not a participant in my life. I don't know any other way to say it. Like, my dad's a deadbeat, y'all. What y'all want me to say? Like, that's the easiest way for me to get it across to y'all without me saying that he's deceased, because to me he is. And I only say that because I don't really have a connection with him. Tried it, been there, did that. Sometimes parents just ain't what they supposed to be. And my dad is one of those. Unfortunately, he's not Yeah, sometimes you got parents like a good thing. It should be in your life. And then you have some parents that, are you really missing anything? My dad's one of those. So I don't feel no type of way. I don't know. We could talk about it. But it's just one of them things where it's just like, who is that man? I could be walking down the street and I do not know who is that man. Like, I don't know him. So that's just that, y'all. And today is like a lazy day for me, y'all. Like, so just please excuse me. Like, everything from, like, I've been having this crazy breakout. Like, y'all can see even from my eyebrows, skin real clear. Skin always gets that. But, like, within my eyebrow areas, I, over the years, have started developing eczema so bad. And I'm trying to really, really keep my skin hydrated and make sure I drink my water, my business. Just say, try and talk to him though. You will regret it later. No. Well, TDT. So this is the thing. TTV dreams. This is why I don't really like to talk about it, because it's more to the story than me just telling you like, oh, and I mean that right there, so instantly you tell me to talk to him, right? But this is the thing. I shouldn't have to. I already did. I will say this. I already did. My mother is the most important factor within my life. And that I won't regret. What I will tell you is with him, I won't regret either. And the reason being is because I am the child. Okay. I am in my 30s. And I have done more than my father has done his entire lifetime without him being in my life. Now, I did reach out to him though. Even though I don't have to, I did. I reached out to him because in our black community, I feel like the whole dysfunctional family shit is at an all-time high. So in my mind, I was trying to reverse some shit that didn't even have anything to do with me. I cannot change my father's feelings from what he felt years from before I even came. I can't change that. He had his feelings made up about how he would proceed with that situation, including me, when him and my mother went their separate ways. And a lot of times kids in the black community begins getting be the ones that begin to get affected because of the parents. And we know how that go, y'all. So I get what you're saying, TTV dreams, but it's not for me to fix. Was he there for you? So that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to really keep up. I don't really like to keep repeating this because, like I said, normally I tell people he's deceased. But I want to keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit up here lying to y'all. So I'm trying to be very forthcoming and a light. I'm trying to give y'all the real about this here, but I really don't care to keep talking about it. Because again, we're talking about a man who really is a deadbeat. So where you might think it's a blessing, I will not regret when that man leaves. The only thing that I regret is if he don't leave me something in his will. That's crazy. So hear me out. My dad was in my child. He was around in my childhood. So I'm not gonna do that. You right. From what I can remember, my dad was a good man, but for drugs became to be an issue for him and took over his mind. However, there was a moment that him and my mom did clean up. They did get themselves out of that whole drug scene. And I feel like when it came down to that time, you had the moment, the chance, and the whole journey to change your life around to do better for your kids. But instead, he went with this stepmother that I have out there somewhere. And I don't know, ended up being a dad to her daughters or something like that. Which is fine. I mean, if him and my mom weren't together. But understand that him and my mom were together for like a plethora of years. They were together for probably over a decade. So keep in mind, in the city of Baltimore, what's very detrimental to a lot of black families are drugs. That has been the epitome of what has broken up many, many good households. Am I lying? I'm not lying because I lived it. I lived in Baltimore, so I hate to wear this chapstick keep trying to stick to my lip. It's like, what the fuck? Um, and again, this is why I'm building my channel. It's not just because I'm a nurse and I'm spreading some shit, out there for other people who's becoming a nurse. It's not just because it is like TTV Dreams. We are also connecting, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. Again, I don't really like to talk about all the whole trauma stuff, but perhaps God lays you in different places for a reason. But what I'm gonna say is this, right? My dad was a good dad from what I could remember, but we're talking about, I'm in my 30s now. We're talking about when I was 6 that I can remember him being a good dad. That's not good. That's unacceptable. There's no reason why any man who has a child should be gone that long out of the child's life unless they are truly deceased. I don't care what you say or tell me. When you lay down with a woman and you decide that you want to have a child, it is no way. Of course it happens, but that don't make it right. You are not to walk away from that child. The mama can't do it. That's why I get so irritated when these women is trying to block these niggas. I mean, God. When these women are trying to block these men from getting to their seed because you're so tired of doing it by yourself. You're so tired and so worn down. But then when the man want to jump in and do what he's supposed to do, you try to block him because he don't want to be with you. That's crazy to me. But see, my mom and dad were not that situation. My mom was done, yes, but my dad could have by all means found some way to have access to me. He just chose not to. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him a chance. Like, so this is it too, TTG V Dreams. Can I just call you TTV? Because this is very long for me. It's a lot. TTV Dreams is a lie. I love your name. It's beautiful. But it's a lie. Like, while I'm talking to you and I got to say your whole name like this, can I just call you TTV Dream? I love that. I fucking love it. Okay. So, Dream. Okay, we gonna touch on that because why would they ever tell you that? You a mistake. That's fucked up. Damn. How you figure? Who told you that? Like, did you hear this from like a upset cousin or something? Like y'all was beefing or something and they was like, oh, well, you wasn't supposed to be here. Like, your parents ain't never come out and tell you was a mistake, right? I don't feel like that's proper. That's not a good way to treat your kids at all. So let me keep on and then I'm gonna get into you. So last time, my mom and my dad, like coming from Baltimore, y'all, crack messed up a lot of black households. If you know, you know. Crack messed up a lot of black households. And not just Baltimore. But in doing my research, it blew my mind. Because I wasn't here. I'm a 90s baby, y'all. I didn't know nothing about what was going on in the 70s and the 80s. Of course, you start hearing about the 80s crack pandemic and all that. You start hearing about it, crackademic and all that. You start hearing about it. But you don't put it all together until you do your research. That's why it's so important for our kids. All of this AI, everything that y'all got, use it to your advantage. Get the information. Research. Learn. Our parents did not have this. They had yellow pages in a newspaper. They had no way of researching and finding out facts in a book. And a lot of them books might not have even had real shit in it. Just like these different versions of the Bible. Don't get me started. But coming from Baltimore City, crack messed up a lot of black households. It did. It's still doing it. It's still doing it. It is still doing it. My parents were together for over a decade. As soon as drugs were involved, that was the downfall and the plummet. Because guess what? One at one point's going to want to get out and the other one's not. So at that moment, love, drug. Which one's going to conquer? You tell me. Which one's stronger? Love or the drug? Love or the drug? Which one? Which one are they going to go for? This black family in a poverty stricken area where there's nothing but drugs to numb yourself and to look beyond your struggles so that you don't have to face those struggles right then and head on. A quick fix to the poverty that you're living to tell you that everything is going to be okay with this drug. Which one is going to beat love, y'all? Is it going to be love? Is love going to beat the drug? Because maybe it can, did it? No. So, and I'm going to get into you right after that, TTV, because I'm seeing something here and I'm like, oh, baby. Um, But y'all need to love on each other more, y'all. I cannot say it. You never know the person next to you, how much you have in common with them. And you might not have nothing in common with them at all. But 9 out of 10, you got something in common with that person. And I know for me, like, y'all, so there's a secret about me. Like, throughout the time I was in nursing school, I had so much crazy stuff happen to me. I just centered myself in that moment. And it wasn't just a moment. Obviously, it was months into year. It was a lot. I had to center myself because I was so used to bad things happening. I had to guard that moment for myself just to make sure, like, hey, listen, none of that trauma shit coming up over here to fuck up nothing I got going on. Because we got to break these cycles, y'all. These generational curses got to go. And I know it's a lot of people talking about it, but start listening. Because like how TTV, I'm about to get into what you're saying. But baby, I don't know how old you are. I'm seeing something about the 20s or whatever. The crack pandemic and how it messed up black households were at an all-time high. So my parents got caught up in that, and I appreciate you giving me, like, that's what real friends should be about in the near future. Hopefully, we all get that. But just you telling me, like, hey, try to speak up with your, because you didn't know the situation, and you know that I will never reach out to this man again. I'm open to him if he does, because like you said, I know that you do only get one parent, but when you are not that parent that you're supposed to be, I am at no whim to kiss your ass. Understand this. I seen him when I was 16, right? No, I was 6. Because my mom and my dad, I'm from Baltimore, y'all. My mom and my dad broke up when I was 6, right? Cool. Broke up, right? They were at this drug issue. It was a lot going on. My mother wanted to stop. My dad did not. Like I said, you try putting a drug, love and a drug in a motherfucking battle and tell me which one gonna win. So my dad didn't want to stop, and him and my mom got into a big little ordeal. You guys, I'm opening my heart up here, and I really don't like re-talking about this type of stuff. Could y'all please cheer me on? Can you double tap the screen? Give me some likes up top or something, y'all. Give me a 99-cent donation, something, y'all. This is a lot. But that just goes to show you, as time goes on, you get stronger. Because I can talk about it. Back in the day, I could not talk about this. So they ended up breaking up or whatever. No, you don't have to retype all that, babe. I got you. You don't have to retype all that at all. That's crazy. Yeah, so when they broke up or whatever, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it. Um, My mom didn't want nothing to do with my dad because he was being very violent. He put all of us in a very detrimental situation, and it could have been very bad. It could have been worse, but God is always on time. Now, my mom pretty much obviously took on that role from then on in. So fast forward from 6 up to 21. My dad barely paid child support. Shit, if my mom didn't take him downtown to pay it, he probably never would have held himself accountable. A lot of our black men need to do better. Regardless of that, that's a whole nother topic. When we talk about two something every 2 weeks, that ain't shit. When you ain't even present doing what's needed. You get what I'm saying? He didn't even have to start paying child support till I was well in high school, so he didn't have to do it that long anyway. Cool. I'm 21, right? Dream. I'm 21. I don't know how I did it, but during these times, Facebook is still very popular. I mean, Facebook's still popular, but it was the only thing that people would use a lot. So I used Facebook. Somehow I found out my brother that my dad had before me. Follow with me, y'all, because this is some crazy shit. I found out on via Facebook, my brother has my dad's name. It's very similar. So I ended up finding out that my oldest brother on my dad, like with another woman, that was before me, he died or whatever. He got shot down, gunned up in the streets of Baltimore where we lived at because his girlfriend set him up. Like, I'm telling y'all, Baltimore, I had to get the fuck out of my city because they will pull you down. It's like crabs in a bucket. You got some people that will encourage you because we are from the same city, and you got some people that say, oh, bitch, you trying to make it out without me? I doubt. Stay away from those type of people. So fast forward, y'all, I'm 21, right? I find out that Stevie Jr., which is my dad's, no, you don't play in Baltimore at all, baby. You don't go to Baltimore to play at all. You go to Baltimore to get some crabs and get the fuck out, okay? That's my suggestion. So, y'all, could y'all please double tap the screen, y'all? Send a 99-cent gift, something, y'all. I'm sitting up here. I'm parched out my mind. I'm giving y'all good advice and stories and shit. It's very traumatic story, so my emotion levels going up. Help me out, y'all. So, to the story. Because I want to finish it. I want to lay in the plane so I can get the dream. But when I told y'all be like, oh, okay, I get it. When it comes down to my dad, like, fast forward and beyond all the shit that him and my mom went through, I'm 21. I find out that my oldest brother that he had before me passed away. Cool. Like, he got shot or whatever. I'm like, damn, I never even got a chance to meet him because, mind you, when we was little, that's a different woman. So my mom is definitely not about to send me over to Miss Julie's house. She's not doing it. And I'm kind of glad she didn't, to be honest. I ended up meeting the lady years later. But again, these are things, you guys, that we don't have shit to do with. Like, I was in the womb when my dad was fucking and making them kids. You feel me? Like, that didn't have nothing to do with me. A lot of the generational curses that we are past and a lot of the issues that we're given to carry, they're not ours to carry, y'all. They just not. Those belong to our parents. Those belong to our parents' parents. They don't belong to us. Those are cycled generational curses that continue to be passed down until one of us stop it. And I decided that I am one that's going to stop it. I don't care what anybody else say. I'm going to stop it. Okay? And let me tell you why. It's weird and it's fucking crazy. Because then when you become an adult, you start trying to put all these pieces together. And because sometimes all of those pieces don't fit, all of the pieces to the puzzles is scattered every fucking where. It's very hard to put them all together because you got parents that also grew up in traumatic households. Get it? Fast forward, right? I'm 21. Figured that out. Little brother, I pretty much raised my little brother. He's over on my mom's side, right? Okay, German. I'm here too. Just stay with me, right? Because I got to get back to Dream. When it comes to that situation, I had to eat it. I'm never going to be able to see my brother. I think he passed away the same year I graduated from high school, which was 2009. So I'm like, I'm never going to meet this one. Shit, so thank God, right? My oldest brother, because you got, so Michael is one, and then Stevie is the one that passed away. Michael's still living. So I ended up connecting with Michael on Facebook because Michael had ended up reaching out or whatever, like, hey, I know we're siblings, our dad has been a little bit of a deadbeat, but da 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 da. We link, right? It was a little weird, y'all. When you meet your sibling for the first time and y'all don't know shit about each other, raised in two different households, all I know is blood. All I know is let's get in the paint. Like let's grow together. Like I want to meet my niece and my nephew, right? Turned out being great. Me and Michael have a great relationship. We don't speak as much, y'all. That's the thing. A lot of times when you have siblings, if y'all didn't grow up in the same house with black people, y'all just might not speak. Y'all might not see each other. So that's what happened with that. I don't talk to Michael as much, but we are connected. And I feel like if I needed to reach out to Michael for whatever reason, like growing up, y'all, I've always been very strong. So when it comes to reaching out to people for support or advice, 9 out of 10, I have people for that. And I keep it very small because, like I said, when you go through certain things, you start to value the small things in the small quantities because you understand that telling people too much, everything's not for everybody. Shit just gets out of it gets haywire and it gets out of the way. So when we keep going, because like I said, I'm going to touch on Dream. You said a lot of things that I really, really feel close to. And I just want to share our exchange on that. But what made it so heartbreaking is to know that my dad did not go to my little brother, my older, well, he is older than me, or was. He didn't go to his funeral, which shows me it's not just me. You didn't give a fuck about none of your kids, bruh. You was out here having kids, and granted, it is some men, it's some women who decide they don't want to have kids. I'm here for it. I get it. I'm not one of those people, but if my dad was really one of those people, you just should have not been out here dropping your seeds off in these ladies. Respectfully, right? Easy. Some men just like to have them, they don't want to take care of them. My dad's one of those. But then he meet the stepmama, and he be a father to the girls. It's like 2, 3 girls. I'm not gonna say that these girls never went through anything with my dad in his presence, cause I can't tell you that. I wasn't there. My mother never let me go over that house, and I'm glad she didn't, because again, my dad, he's not a horrible person, but I feel like the size of him that I've experienced and dreamed, just to land the plane, when I was 21 and all of that came out, mind you, I got my first apartment. I'm doing my thing. Well, a good thing he did, because he made you someone inspirational. But did he though? Or did he make me someone who had no choice but to heal myself to be better for others? Because, so, Dream, what I'm explaining to you right now, my very situation is what breaks a lot of people in our black community. And if you are Caucasian, fine. This don't have to be a black thing, but it happens more in the black community than anything. And a lot of times, it doesn't become inspirational. We have a lot of people out here who are inspirational and they turn these situations around for good. And I just so happen to be one of them. But I'm still doing the work, Dream. It's constant work. When you have gone through a traumatic situation throughout a childhood, and as you grow up, you're not understanding the emotions, and you're not understanding while your prefrontal cortex, and while things are manifesting the way that they're manifesting, you don't feel normal like other people. Bitch, what is normal? Growing up in a situation like that. And then when you get a taste of knowing that you can do something different, we have to be aware of our generational curses, y'all. Do your fucking research. And I mean what I said. Do your research about your family. If you have some way of knowing who your family is, let me tell you something. I grew up with my grandmother, right? When my mother was going through her shit and active addiction, make sure y'all hit that follow button for me. I told y'all I'm going to keep y'all entertained. Shit, we here now. Do y'all want me to keep going, or should I stop? Should I stop? Cause y'all not double tapping the screen for me. Y'all not showing me no love or nothing. I feel like I'm talking to myself. What's tea? Should I stop y'all or not? Like, let me know. I don't want to keep talking about it if y'all don't want to talk about it. What y'all want? I'm trying to recalibrate real quick. What's tea? Let me know. In the comments, let me know. Y'all can do my neck like that. Can y'all do that? drinking these AMP amps, y'all. Listen, these fucking AMP amps, y'all. I be fucking a mess. I be acting a fool. I don't even have to get drunk, right? I be drunk off caffeine, y'all. Nursing school will do that to you, bitch. You be sitting up there thinking like, okay, I am drinking caffeine, but it's feeling like some vodka. It's giving vodka. Okay, no, I'm gonna go ahead and finish because like I said, even if y'all don't dream, I'm gonna touch on what you said because it is kind of close to, it's not the same, but it's very, very similar. And again, in the black community, these are things that we're experiencing, you guys, and people need to talk about it more. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna talk about this every single day on my channel, but it is something that I'm open to because I feel like we all have to be aware of it and we have to do better. So when it comes to my dad, the reason why I start to tell people that he deceased is because I feel just that. I don't feel like my father is alive. The reason why is because, let me give you my logic. Like I said, y'all, I have to know that y'all can hear me though. Can somebody put a 1 in the comments or something? Keep going with the story. Continue. ... Semicolon. Exclamation mark. Something, y'all. I need y'all to give me something. Thank you, Dream. Thank you, baby. So, where was I at? Because it's a lot, y'all. And I'm trying to condense it. Because I want to get into dream shit. Oh. 21. Found out oldest, second to oldest passed or whatever, right? Yeah. So, I found all that out. I'm like, damn, I'm never going to meet him. I found out how he passed. His girlfriend set him up. It was on some dumb type shit. Yep, my dad never went to his funeral. Mind you, this is one of his kids that he had before me. Like, you had 2 kids before you had me. So it's like, damn, you ain't had no love for that boy to at least go see his body one last time. Like, when you think about that shit, that's so cold-hearted. Is it not? Because how could you have a child and not go see your child's body? You get what I'm saying? Okay, Dream? Messed up, right? So, mind you, I miss my dad a little bit right at this moment. At this moment, I'm 21. I've had my mom. We've been through our different things. I'm now understanding that, damn, my mom tried the best she could. It's not necessarily that she wanted to give me a bad life neither. She also went through her trauma in her household. Her mama, y'all, listen, this generational curse shit and the complexity of it and how it ties into your life more than you even understand, you got to do your research. In order for me to understand my mom's addiction, I had to understand why. What got her here? And this is the thing. This is where we start to have a complex issue, right? We don't have to do that, y'all. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to put that work in. We shouldn't have to dig for our parents' demons to try to figure out what we're dealing with and why we are affected and feel the way we feel now. We shouldn't have to do that because we were born into it. And hopefully you come from a family that don't have no type of issues and no type of dirt or secrecy. Hopefully you come from a family like that, but many families ain't built like that. And 9 out of 10 is some type of fucking skeleton in somebody's closet. And for me, like I said, I had to do the research and figure out, like, damn, like my mom was in a house of 6 kids, her and all her siblings. Her mom was abusing alcohol, so you start to put it all together and it makes more sense. It still don't make all of it right though, right? So with my dad, the way I handled that was I reached out to him because, like I said, I was missing him a little bit at that time. I'm in my 30s now. I was 21 then, y'all. So y'all could imagine how much of a hardcore, ice cold, bad bitch I am now. But at that moment, I was missing him and I was trying to find myself and just figure out direction and like, damn, like I'm 21, he doesn't have to go through my mom. Maybe now I can meet him. We could just chill. I found my oldest brother now, even though the other one's dead. At least, some of us could try to like build from here. We're grown now. Well, it was a good fucking thing I didn't get paid for thinking, y'all, because it was a good It was a good thing I did not get paid for thinking at that moment. You want to know why? I somehow got my father's number. I still don't know how I got it, y'all. I'm still really resourceful like that. Like, if you tell me something or you want something found, I'm probably that friend or that family member that's going to find that shit Johnny on the spot. So, I didn't need to do much, but I did find my dad's number. I think I ended up getting it from like my oldest brother or something. He might have had it on my dad's side. I got it from him. And then I speak, finally get my brother. My father on the phone. I was already talking to my oldest brother. I had rekindled with him. I had already met him. We passed that. So I had got this little tip from my oldest brother. He's like, yeah, I see dad sometimes, man, but it's kind of weird. He don't hold my son, which is his grandson, which is his grandchild. He don't hold my son, and I don't really see him that much. But he's like, maybe you can get something. And me thinking like, damn, I do be putting shit back together. I am kind of like a problem solver. Maybe I am the youngest and I'm the link to, kind of pull stuff together. Well, no, I'm not. Because as I'm talking to my dad, mind you, I'm 21. He's asking me for gas and electric money. Mind you, nigga, like, I should be asking you, like, you didn't even pay the last month of child support. Like, what's tea with that last month of child support? But no, I started to realize in every conversation, it didn't take me a lot of conversations, but I started realizing that this isn't about him trying to learn to love us more or to fix any of his actions or forgive him. He doesn't want to be forgiven. He doesn't give a shit about nothing he did. And at that moment, I freed myself. Dreams. I freed myself from any emotional trauma. I freed myself from any bad emotions that I had about my dad. I'm not gonna say they all gone, because you see I get a little razzle dazzle, sometimes when I'm talking about it. But for the most part, he doesn't control not one goddamn emotion I have in my body. And again, if you ask me later on down the line, I might tell you that he's deceased. But let's get into what you was talking about, because I'm ready to change the subject now. I don't want to keep talking about that nobody. Some people are meant to be sperm donors, you guys. Y'all have to rest in that and be okay with it. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Because you will spend all your fucking life trying to figure out, why your parent was... no. I love my mama dearly, even with any disagreements we may ever have. My dad, however, that one, I cannot. That one's unreasonable and honestly a waste. I think I turned out better that he wasn't there, to be honest. Okay, so let's read Dream. Let's change this shit up a little bit. Y'all feel free to type in the comments. Because if y'all start making me a little boring and bored, then I'm gonna start yawning and shit. We got to keep this shook up. We keeping the views. Let's keep it. And double tap the screen, y'all. I don't see no hearts or nothing going on up in here. Give me some hearts. Y'all, I'm chilling today. I'm in my sweatpants. I'm home. I'm doing my thing. We got the belly button out. We chilling. We doing our thing. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the hearts. Okay, so Dream said, whenever I smoke, whatever, I'm going to come over to the side because I don't know. YouTube be acting a little weird sometimes. I ain't got time. Dream, is you here still? Because we about to get into your comment. Okay, so Dream said, I'm trying to go past what you said about that person with the package. Oh, Dream, you're 23. So you're like a baby to me. You said I'm 23 years. Well, I have a little brother your age, so you can understand. I'm not that old. Wait a minute, bitch. I'm not that old. However, I have a little brother your age, literally. He's a little older than you. But y'all about the same age, 23, 24. I am 23 years old. My dad died. Oh, I'm sorry, babe. My dad died at 16. I only seen him once. Oh, shit. I only seen him once in my life. And now I think you mean now there's this thing. I wish he was here so I could ask him why and stuff. My mom had a drunk, abusive boyfriend I had to deal with. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. See, and Dream, I don't know what your you said, yeah, my dad never paid child support. 16. So you're saying throughout the entire time that you guys the entire time that your dad was present, he never paid child support. He never did anything for you. Is that what you're saying? I'll wait for you to answer. Damn. And so see, that's when I start to feel like, damn, even though my truth is my truth, and I, let you guys know, like, hey, y'all, when y'all see my face changing like that, it's only because of my lights in my office. Don't pay it no mind. Um, when it comes to this, it's like, damn, I do got to be a little thankful because even though my dad was shit, at least he paid something, because you didn't have your dad do nothing. And I'm sorry that you experienced that, truly from my heart. I know that when you are a child, especially like, I can honestly say, like, yeah, I feel like a lot of me turned out better without my dad being there. But if he was the true role model and king that he was supposed to be, destined to be, I do recognize that my life probably could be a lot more further than even where I am now. And I'm in a good place. I'm in an efficient space. Me and my husband make things work. Nothing's ever perfect. But I do feel when you have your mom and your dad in the household as it's supposed to be, the difference that things can look is at a great stake. I really feel like it. And I can honestly say, Dream, like, I really feel like through this exchange and just us speaking, I feel like you're going to do really big things in your life. I feel like you're going to definitely help other people out there who feel similar to how me and you do. I feel like you will definitely make the best out of the situation that you were put in. But the fact that your dad was there all that time and he passed away, I can only understand. Listen, my dad, like I said, I say he's deceased, and I get why you saying what you saying because you like, damn, well, your dad's here. You could talk to him, but you saying he deceased. But I just told you why, and I told you the exchange of how I tried, even as a child, I tried to communicate with the grown man who chose to lay down and have me. As a child, we shouldn't have to chase our parents. I want that to be clear with y'all. Like, I'm not quite sure because everybody's raised differently, but I'm gonna need y'all to remind yourselves that we didn't ask to be here, no more than our parents asked to be here. So the fact that I even was 21, I was your age just about. I'm 21 and I'm going out and I'm finding my dad's address and I'm getting information and cause I could have asked my mom, but she didn't really fuck with him, so I knew that she was gonna, not shy me from being bothered with him, but she wasn't gonna promote it, at me being an older age. It was kind of like, okay, well, if you do, you do, but I'd rather you not. One of those. But I get where you're going with it. It's like, well, your dad's here and you could fix it, but I told you I tried. And once you see that, it didn't matter if they have blood in your veins or not, but just like people in the street, if I see that you're not good for me, I'm not going to be bothered. And I know for a fact that even when I started communicating with my dad, it should never be a moment that you were gone for all these years and I'm sitting up here blowing the phone up. No, we're not doing that. That is fake love wrapped up in I somewhat care about you. And I'm not starving for attention. Clearly you see that my mother did the best she could and I'm still living. You would also think that a man such as him who lost a child to gun violence in the streets of Baltimore would be more grateful for the kids that they do have on this earth, actually. You would think that it would be opposite, but it just wasn't for him. I don't know. So that is why I say my dad's dead, you guys. I'm not just being mean. To me, he is dead. Do you see me crying or anything like that? No, I'm okay. Maybe I'm successful. I don't care. Like he's missing out, not me. I just I can understand how you have questions. Dream, like I can really understand you are coming from a place from damn like I didn't see my daddy throughout all this time Then he up and down. And I have all these questions that shit. Normally, you should be able to go to your parents. Some parents be gatekeeping though. Sometimes, like I'm thankful for the shit my mama told me, but a lot of times, parents, if they not proud of what they did or they just don't want you to know, you probably ain't gonna know shit, and they probably gonna wait till their deathbed to tell you, and they might not tell you then neither. Especially black parents, they will take some shit to the grave. But for you, you have questions, and I can understand how that could affect your life, but dream, don't let it dictate how you move in this world. Don't let it be heavy on your heart to the point where you're making decisions to go in your parents' shoes. Don't do that. Try not to do that. Because I had to realize, like, my mother getting into addiction, and y'all, it was so hard for me to talk about it. Like, me being upfront with y'all and letting y'all know, hey, I come from parents who are addicts. I couldn't do that back in the day. I couldn't do it. I was embarrassed. I was very embarrassed. Even when we was in school and people knew who my mama was, I love my mama to death, bitch. But you say something about her using that pipe, that wasn't my mama. Not saying that, I was disowning her, but no matter how much you say that you seen her, I'm going to say that no, because that ain't her character. I'm not going to own that shit. These aren't normal things that you endure as a child. These aren't normal. But in the black community, like I said, that crack cocaine coming through and swooping up good families, y'all. Not every single body who did it got wrapped up in it, though. It had everything to do with the household you was in. Let's be real. If I come from a family dream, just like you said with your parents, right? With your dad being abusive, 9 out of 10, if you do your research, your granddad was likely 9 out of 10 abusive to your grandmama. 9 out of 10. Because where did your dad learn it from? We don't come out the womb wanting to be somebody's ass, do we? You tell me. Because that's not normal. You are welcome to beat somebody's ass if you have to defend yourself. But you are not welcome to just be going around beating people's ass, especially your own kids. And discipline is one thing. But if you ain't do nothing wrong or you don't know why you're being disciplined, that is abuse. You can discipline and have a lesson. If you're telling your child why you are disciplining them, that is a lesson. That's what I feel. But if you're just hitting your child and they don't know why, that is abuse. Wrapped up as discipline. And I'm sorry that you went through that dream. Seriously. You said, and he beat me that day. So at 16. So wait a minute, Dream. Wait a minute. I'm confused. So you, okay. Let me try to, you went all throughout your life without seeing your dad until you were 16? And then he died right after that? Is that what you're saying? I'm trying to make sure because I don't want to misconstrue your story. You heard of angel dust. My dad was involved in that. So I know. Mm. A dream. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that angel dust is just as bad as any other drug. And I honestly say, depending on your brain chemistry, that should have had you acting all types of different crazy ways. I'm sorry that you went through that. Y'all, make sure y'all share this live too, because you never know who this will help. Me and Dream is connected in these type of things, but y'all don't understand. Like, it's so many black families. Like, Dream, do you come from a black household, or are you a different ethnicity? I mean, I like, and I say this, y'all, because I try not to take light off of the simple fact that, yes, African Americans, we are amongst the highest percentage of people who make up a family to go through these type of things. But just like you're okay. So you're Caucasian. Things like this do not just affect black households. Bottom line, and it's sad because it is such a big effect on the black community. But as you can see, just like with Dream, like it's other people that are also experiencing these things. And again, it is a drug factor that has ruined a family household. Because let's think about it. Even if your parents couldn't be together, if those drugs were not so super accessible to your dad, if those people, and for a while, y'all have to understand, listen, when I left Baltimore, I blamed my community for the reason I went through the things I went through. Like in my mind, I said to myself, damn, I love Baltimore so much. I was born and raised in Baltimore, but I could not wait to get the fuck out. It began to be too painful for me. I felt like I was dealing with the locations, the cities, the same places where I would see my mother go and destroy herself and pick up. I would find myself in these areas and be like, all I felt was rage. All I wanted to do was go find the drug dealers and personally go pick them off myself. In GTA. But this is, I'm telling y'all, this is what it started to make me feel like. So that's when I started realizing like Baltimore is not for me no more. Like, cause low key, if we really honest about it, if we put a finger on it, it's our own people. Like, I don't know, maybe if it was Pablo Escobar, bitch, one of his kids, or one of his kids, bitch, generations down, out there selling in the streets to our people or something like that, maybe I can accept it and be like, damn, you know what, oops, gotcha. You know, but the fact that it's our own people out there cooking it up, selling it out to our people, our parents, our grandmothers, our grandparents, all that girl, our aunts, uncles, motherfucking bitch. It's our own people out here killing our own people. That right there, once that marinated into my brain, I had to then think of a whole nother way to handle my thoughts. Because the bottom line is, even though we pinpoint it and we know that it is certain people in our communities that have passed out these drugs to our parents, it has promoted such a decline in these communities, especially the black community, in the Caucasian community, in the Puerto Rican and now that Hispanic community. Once we have put our finger on that, it's like cool, you know that they look at it as, well, we got to make money too, right? That's how they look at it. They look at it as business. The ones that's out here giving out this trash, this gunk for the brain, right? This tear up the goddamn family household drug. Once they do that, our parents and different individuals, they still have to go get it. So, that's where it's kind of like a toss up to me of who's responsible, because then it's just like, well, damn, you can't really put that on a dealer no more because people are going and buying it. You know what I'm saying? But Dream, um, give me one moment because I'm trying to just get this here because you right there hear a little music. Dream, I urge you because I understand. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. Y'all make sure y'all share this live for me. Y'all double tap. We're going to change the... listen. We about to change the subject up a little bit because I don't want to be too sad or whatever, y'all. We're not here for that. We're here to motivate. We're here to encourage. But we also are here to talk some real shit. You think I should make a playlist? What type of playlist? Can't afford grow into something big, can't afford be demonetization. I I know, right? That's why, you know what? But maybe we could link up or something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm very, very good technology wise and editing and all that. But then, like you said, it's so much that that YouTube, let me remember what platform I'm on. Shit. It's so much that YouTube allows, it doesn't allow. It's you know, I know copyright wise not to play music, but as far as like whether I can cuss or not, I don't know that. So I'm trying not to cuss too. But Dream, I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care what background you come from. When you've experienced trauma, it's a little hard to rewire your brain, and it's a little tough in the beginning. And I know that I was you at one point. Like, I had so many questions. Like, I can say now, I don't have as many questions, and I didn't get them all answered. But as I grow and as I get older, and as I start to identify my wants, likes, happiness, needs, I start to let go of the trauma that I experienced, and I start to understand that I have the power to make that happiness. Is it going to take work? Absolutely. But anything worth having is worth fighting for. And I will honestly say that, Dream, you will be okay. You know, just like me, you'll have a way to spread your story out and help other people. But what you don't want to do is get so stuck and deep into that trauma. You don't want to do that. Don't get lost in it. Feel it. Definitely feel it. Put a finger on those emotions, but don't sit in it. Don't sit in it. You can push past it. We all have some type of generational curses. We all have some type of drama, some type of trauma we have to push through. And I feel like we all have been given our task before we were even born. Like, God knew what we could handle. If you're not super religious, that's fine. And if you are, make sure you pray. God is not going to. I used to dislike this, but I believe it. God is not going to give you more than what you can handle. He's not. And Dream, your dad did pass away. Mine, I say he's dead, but he not. But you get why I say that. You don't believe in God. Why? I don't want to change anyone's perceptions or just, religion or anything like that. Perhaps maybe you were never taught to pray or anything, or did you just decide that you're not Christian, or you don't practice religion? It's no judgment if you don't. Um, but I will pray for you in the best way possible. I don't ever want anybody to get too caught up in life, with those type of things. You didn't have much control over your mom or dad's decisions. So all you can do is heal. You can't sit in that. Those are not your issues to carry, Dream. That's all I can say, babe. You might, if you feel like you're drinking every day, that's not healthy, babe. You got to find another way. Like, do you have any outlets? Do you like to? I'm not just talking about scrolling on YouTube. You know what you have to do? You have to build. So you've been through the trauma with your parents. You've been through the painful, right? The painful parts of it. So now what you have to do is, unfortunately, you have to put the work in for you. Our parents can't snatch us out of these moments, babe. Our parents have already experienced what they have gone through. They can support us and know but there's no way to fully, they can't heal us no more than we can heal them. We can be there, but you're a beautiful person. I can already tell, like, you're a beautiful person. I need you to take all of that trauma and all of the shit that you've gone through and put it into something that you love. Put it into something that you too can see it grow. Right? You get one life to live. You don't have to live it like that though. Trust me, Dream. I done been through depression. I done been through why did I live through this? I done been through the why am I here? Why was I born? I done been through all of those stages. Okay? It gets better. Trust me. It gets better. I've been bullied. I've been picked on. Picked apart. No, but for real, I have. And that's one reason why, like, I have really tough skin. Like, people be so upset because they can't get to me. You said not in this generation. What do you mean? What do you mean not in this generation? You said, I don't believe in God. You said, I don't know. I feel like if there was one, he should have taken me away. Are you saying that God should have taken you away? That means your time is not ready, babe. God is not going to call you home until it's time for you to come home. You said 9-year-old be having gun. Ah! That right there. Woo! Woo! You ain't lying. Listen. I was doing clinicals when I was in nursing school. I was doing clinicals at a school, right? And the school had a security guard. Cool, like, they let us nurses in on the side of the school. Like, it's this big metal detector. It's not just one metal detector. It's at least two metal detectors. Two big ones. Mind you, this is a high school. Cool, yes, like, but these metal detectors was there for these kids. They can't, like, when I went to school, we could have different color book bags and stuff. Shit, carry your bags, whatever. Like, I remember I had this little Aeropostale little pouch bag I used to carry around. And my school had no problem with it. Nowadays, you got to send your kids to school with these clear backpacks. So you're right. Life is very different. And that's one reason why I keep saying, like, Dream, you got to keep going. You know, it's tough. It's tough. I'm not even gonna lie to you, especially when you've had trauma happen at a young age. It's not easy to just kind of push through it, especially if you weren't taught how to deal with those things. But it's possible and it's doable. And I feel like it depends on what happiness looks like for you, but you can find that happiness. Um, and I hate to say this to you in this way, but it's true. When you have a calling in life and when God has you here for a reason, your parents being that vessel, um, while you may feel that way now, that's not going to be the way you feel forever. And I know that you probably can't fully believe me now, but as years go on and as time goes on, you will start to find your purpose. And God will, well, if you don't believe in God, that's fine. We'll say the universe. The universe will expose to you your meaning, your purpose here. And you can't change your entire life in one day. You can't fix everything in one day. But you can make little spurts of happiness. And whatever that looks like for you, as long as it's not destructive, it'll grow. You said next day could always be your life now. Oh yeah, that's why I stopped flipping people off. Oh my god, Dream! I used to flip people off in the mirror. That was before my baby. Like, so me and my baby, we got a brand new truck or whatever. So I do drive a little different. But even with our other car, like, I had a used car. I mean, we still have it. My baby just drives it more than me, but with that, I never did some of the things that I like. I used to flip people off, and I stopped doing it because I was just like, yo, even though I got my license to carry, I got my stuff with me. Cause I'm one thing I'm gonna do is protect me and mine. Wherever I'm at, if my man not there, I'm gonna protect me and mine. So with that being said, license to carry, trained, all that. Don't play with me out here in these streets. I don't want to have to snatch somebody loved one up out you. But if it's between me and you, I hope you got your colors picked out, bitch, because you fuck with the wrong person. Because I'm such a person of peace, I don't bother people. I stay to myself. So if it gets there, that means that 9 out of 10, that person who picked out their colors, they started it. But for me, I had to stop flipping people off. Oh no. You're right. People crazy shit. And then they been to follow you home and trying to shot you or something. Nope. In GTA. Nope. You're not. Nope. So it depends on how bad it is, but if I cut somebody off or they cut me off, I try to be nice about it now, because you're right, like, shit can go left real quick with people, because motherfuckers don't think nowadays. They don't, 9 out of 10 people don't value their freedom because they don't have it. Like, some people already felonies in, bitch, and they don't care. They about ready to check up out of here anyway. You know, they about one felony away from being behind bars, so they don't care. But you gotta have a care, and especially for me, I have multiple licenses to protect now, so I can't be out here just acting crazy. That's why I be trying to tell people, like, I'm not antisocial. I'm more aware now. And don't get me wrong, do I sometimes want to be like my fucking parents and go out in this world and be carefree and not be stressed out and doing the work to heal and all that and being the bigger person? Bitch, I'd love to. But look at where they got my motherfucking parents. These are facts. I don't know why, like, bro, we can have our parents that already suffered and went through it. And nowadays, the youth will see with their own eyes what it looked like when you go down the same path that these people went down. They done already showed you what it'll look like, and they still gonna do it anyway. What the fuck do you want them to do? Because you see what it looked like. Imagine me, right? Instead of deciding to sit my ass down and become a nurse, I'ma just go numb myself. Go find some crack cocaine, fancy, whatever, because bitch, they got options out here. Go get whatever just to follow my parents' footsteps, see what it felt like, and then end up in the same dumb ass situation. Because our parents might not have knew that they was turning down the wrong way. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point it do hit you in the face a little bit, because you like right here with adversity in life. So, bitch, at some point, something is telling you, wrong way, bitch. Turn around. This not leading your ass nowhere. It's dark down that alley, bitch. No directions. Stop it. These hardcore, hard-headed, helmet head bitches these days are not listening. And they're stupid. I hate to say it. Stop. Because now you took me there, Dream. You done took me there. When these kids in this motherfucking generation now don't know how to tell time on an analog clock, they don't know how to write cursive, they don't know how to write a check, they don't know how to address an envelope and send it off in the goddamn post office, this is not good. This is not good. Think about it. Common sense shit. If technology goes down and your ass can't send an email, you cannot write nobody because you don't know how to fucking send an email through an envelope. You can't send the email through the envelope. It don't work like that. You're right. The generation now, Jesus, let's pray. We can only hope that things get better. That's all I can say. We can only hope. And a lot of it got to do with our older folks too, our older generation. What are they doing to help our youth? Nowadays, the older generation is not doing any better than the examples that they got out there. I hate to say it, city girls. I fuck with them deeply, right? And I don't think that if I was a parent, I'd have my little girl. I fuck with them as an adult, yes, because I can decipher right or wrong, what's good or bad, what I want in my spirit or what I don't, and discern it. Kids can't do that. So I don't think that I am going to be listening to City Girls with my kids. Will I listen to it and go do it a little turn up, a little shake my head? Yeah, bitch, I will. But I'm going to let my child be a child, though. That's what people miss. Just like me, I had to grow up super early, y'all, and start paying bills early. Did that make me a fast-ass bitch? Not necessarily. I was out there. Yes, I was. I was a little thought or whatever like that. But well, listen, as I started reevaluating the people that I had in my circles, am I loud, y'all? Because I'm real passionate. I'm enjoying this conversation with y'all. Don't leave. I'm gonna take a little break in a minute, y'all, because this is a lot of emotions. And I don't want to become overstimulated. You said, "Hey, now I can't write cursive." Oh no, I don't mean it like that. Stop. You know what I mean. You said could always be your life. Oh yeah, I read that one. Mm-mm. Dream. No, come on. What's wrong with that GPA? That's a good GPA. Technically, anything 3.0 or more is better nowadays because these teachers teach so different. And I get it. It's not your fault. It doesn't mean that it's your fault that you don't know how to write cursive. My problem is a lot of times the teachers, like, are they teaching y'all how to write cursive no more? Because I don't know. I've been out of school for a while, babe. I've been in college, nursing school. But clearly you want to hear type of English and you can comprehend from a level that I'm speaking. So you clearly got some intelligence up in there. I talk pretty simple, but some of my words get a little large sometimes. So if you can still understand me, you're doing well. On top of that, no, they don't. So how you gonna learn something they're not teaching you? That's my problem. They should be teaching y'all. They're not teaching. And because you want to know why, by the time, and I've heard a teacher say it, by the time you get to high school, if you don't know how to, let's line it up. By the time you get to high school, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you can't learn. It's too many fucking resources online, YouTube, and shit. Chat GPT can teach you how to write cursive. It's too many resources now. But basically what they saying is if you don't know how to write cursive, tell the time on an analog watch. Not an Apple Watch, but an analog watch. Not you. In general, generations after those who had this type of materials in school. If you don't know how to do that, tell time, write cursive, address a letter, tell time on an analog clock, write cursive, address a letter to the post office, write a blank check. Okay? These are all things that you can still learn. But what they are saying is, if you don't know this by the time you get into high school, the parent should be teaching you. It is not your responsibility to teach yourself. You are still a child. Well, you're not anymore. So you are held to a capacity to learn. I'm never, ever going to fake it with you. I'm going to be as real as I can without hurting your feelings. But because I want to see you succeed like I succeed, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. A whole buck. I'm never going to lie. You are well over 18, Dream. So, yes, certainly. You need to get your ass on ChatGPT because I want you to be the best that you can be. And if it's any of those things that are missing that I just mentioned, writing a letter because that's essential. When you get into business, you might have to lick a little, well, don't lick the stamp. They got the little sticky ones now. I worked at the post office, boo. All you got to do, listen, I was the manager there before being a nurse. All you got to do, and I still got a whole 100 book down that bitch. Peel the stick off. You ain't even got to lick it. But you do need to know how to address it because God forbid, if anything with this technology, internet goes down, listen, I was born in the 90s. I ain't that fucking old. Okay? I know what it's like to have internet. Okay? I'm not one of those old bitches. But I am old school enough to know that if the internet goes down or something go on, you need to be able to address a letter And it might not always be you paying a bill. You might need to send something to somebody to send you your coin. They might need to reply, and they might need to send you over a check. Your ass need to know how to write that letter and send back and forth then, right? So let's make sure we do that. Now, you can go to Chat GPT and every fucking single thing I just named to you, Dream, because I want you to be successful as well, and I would never gatekeep something. Yeah, and that's the thing. In this world, we need to be more willing to give it out. Let's dish it out. Let's help each other evolve and get to the next level. Stop trying to pull each other down like a crab in a bucket because the next person is jealous. It's enough room and enough for all of us to eat. It's enough financial weight out there for anybody who wants to go back to school to better themselves. The problem that we start to have is housing. How is somebody who wants to better themselves go back to school, focus on all of that, if they don't have a substantial foundation, or let alone the mental capacity to sit within that foundation in order to grow? All of that goes hand in hand. Your physiological needs need to be met before all those needs. And I'm not just talking about sex. While that can be a part of it, a component, I'm talking the bare essentials: water, food, shelter, your well-being. How in the hell am I going to go to school and sit up in that motherfucker learning and my mental not right? My psychosocial skills are shit. Everything about it. So it all links together. My thing is, I want you to be successful. I have people come in and out of here cool. I've been vibing with Dream, so I'm talking to Dream and anybody else who is listening. But I'm talking about people who have been through something, that are finding themselves and are learning a different way. When you've been through trauma and and you have been in survival mode for so long, you have to reprogram your brain in a way that is efficient for you, not nobody else but you. You might just have to tell yourself that everybody in this world don't give the way you do for you. Why? Because they don't. You got to care for you. You got to know that I've been through X, Y, and Z. You got to really sit down, because I'm telling you, I had to do this with myself. You got to sit down with yourself and you got to be real. Do I want to be broken or do I want to grow? Do I want to let this brokenness hold my one life back from shit that I am carrying, that I never even asked for, that I was born into? Do I want to let this hold me back? Or do I want to try to, you don't got to do all the work at once. Guess what? You don't have to. Every day you wake up, look yourself in that mirror and you better know you are a bad motherfucker. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care who your parents are. I don't care what they did. I don't care whether they're here or not or not. We're not getting into the technicalities of that. We are talking about our soul selves, ourselves. Our parents, before we came along, they had to figure it out too. It's just unfortunate that some of our parents didn't have the help. I am certain if my mother had better support systems in her corner back then, she probably would have went way different pathwise. I'm almost certain. But my grandmother had 6 kids, That's a lot of kids. It's a lot of personalities. And guess what? My grandmother had her shit to deal with too. So I try to paint the picture so people can understand. Stop thinking it's just you. It's not you. It is because you were born into a chaotic situation that had already passed down several family traits of trauma that you could not even name until you begin to come about. In order for you to even name, Dream, those things that you went through and to plug those moments in and to pull them from your memory, you had to experience them first. Those all come from somewhere. And it's not all just your parents. That shit's passed down from generations. My grandmom's hurt passed down to my mama. Why? Because my mama was in the same damn house where my grandmama was getting her ass beat at. So as a child, what is my mother experiencing? Trauma. Trauma. Then I'm trying to be careful about how I word this because I don't ever want to disrespect my platform or my foundation. I still love my people, but I got to keep it real. That same mom of mine who was a little girl who experienced that shit, a different lens, very innocent girl in there. She's grown. By the time she's now grown, back then they didn't have names for what we got now, depression, anxiety. They didn't have the names for those things. As far as I know, they would give you a pill and send your ass home and say, girl, it was like a mama work a pill or some shit. I gotta look it up again, but I do know from not just when we was in nursing school, but just in general, they would call it a mama's little helper or something like that. They would give a mom a pill because back in the day, you know, everybody had big families. My grandmother had a family of 6. Okay, you had some women that had a family of 8 or more. They were just opening their coochies, honey, like they was goddamn drive-thrus. But the thing about my grandmama, I would never say that she had several baby daddies because she didn't. She had my aunt, my grandfather, who I love very dearly, God rest his soul. Now, that is one impact. If I say anybody means the world to me and anything and any impact that they have ever made is my grandfather. He's the one who taught me how to make a bed, military style bitch, how to wake up and be responsible and give a fuck about your day. And at that moment, I don't care if YouTube wants me to curse or not because I'm going to have to keep it real. But what I say, what I'm saying is coming from a real place. And I really want to see everybody who has gone through something in a family setting or just in general. I don't care if it was your biological people or if it was foster. I don't care what background you come from, that you could turn that shit around and you could make it, listen, you can make that shit shake for you. But see, what we got to do is the work, y'all. And that's the hard part. When you doing that work, it's like it puts you in a whole other space because you're now in places where you might relate, you might not relate, but it all comes together. You just have to allow that time. Like, I swear, when I was talking to Dream, like those same type of things, you'll find people that you can relate to, you know, and different things like that. But you just can't. You can't be hard on yourself. You cannot. Especially coming from situations that, bitch, you never asked for. You don't know much about. Like, yeah, do your research, but don't get caught up in it. Build your own shit and do it authentically. Hello? So when you look back, you know how you beat that bitch. My baby's in the chair. Hi, babe. We're just getting a little live in or whatever. You said you don't. What you say, Dream? You something on the letter. You said I dab water on the letter. Oh yeah, see, so that's what I'm saying. See, y'all old school girl. Y'all the new generation. That's fine. I'm not that old. Like I said, you know, I was born in the 90s, but I do know the difference. So nowadays, don't even let people get caught up in that. But all I'm saying is know the bare necessities so that if something goes haywire with technology or anything within this universe goes crazy, that you can still function in the real world. So like I told Dream, you might need to send out something to request some of your coin to get a check. When we say know how to address a letter, it's not saying that you need to know how to address a letter just to say, oh, hi to your pen pal. That's one. But you need to know how to correspond as a basic adult. Know how to write, like we were saying. Now, when Dream said what you said, I agreed because generational wise, you can see the difference. And like Dream said, they don't teach them how to write in cursive no more. Back when I was in school, we had to write that shit 100, 150 times. And because I have a big ass mouth, I was 9 out of 10 the one talking and had to be the one writing that shit out 150 times. It was either that or they had us in cursive writing our names out. That was our punishment for detention. And unfortunately, I remember that too well. Babe, you should really be working. Like, that's the thing. My man should be working. I don't know why he's in my lives, but I do appreciate it. Y'all, my skin is just glowing. Y'all, I pondered for a very long time. I was like, I don't know if I'm really ready to, like, open up on my channel the way that I really want. And, YouTube is very copyright, very watch your words. So I just wanted to make sure that when I do enter out into my community with my people that, I was prepared for it. And of course, I'd rather give a better appearance, but you guys know. So with locks, you never want to do too much retwisting. For me, I try to like go a little bit longer now because what a lot of people don't understand is with locks, they're not meant to have a retwist like every other week. And I was doing that. And what happens is it starts to thin your hair. So I'm trying to like do. My husband has given me the money over and over and over, and he doesn't fully understand it. But I try. Like for instance, his niece, her hair is way longer than mine's. My hair is pretty much down my back, but his niece's hair is literally down to her ass crack, maybe longer. She may go even longer than me without getting a retwist, and it should be like that. But for me, because I like to look so clean and prim and proper, he's used to me getting retwisted on the regular. And I'm trying not to keep doing that because I don't want my hair to start thinning. Because what happens is your hair, the way my hair is nice and thick and you can see the new growth, that's how it's supposed to be. Locks are really not meant to be neat. And I made that cliche. Just always wanting it to look good. It's about being in your natural self. It's about confiding in your inner self, letting that run itself just as it does, not trying to be anything extra, anything more, but being in its natural, your natural being, bitch, and rocking it out just like that. And you have to be confident in that. But it wasn't meant for you to like always just do a lot of retwisting, and I did that. And I will honestly say, like, some of my locks are a little more thinner, but for the most part, I caught it in time. So like, I'm not gonna have too much thinning. Thank you, Dreams. I appreciate it. Y'all been doing the likes and stuff here. I really appreciate it. Y'all make me want to go live a little bit more, while I got the time or whatever like that. But when I start working, I don't know, I go live, but it's not like as much. I'm just trying to like really turn over a new leaf and stop wasting my talents and stop wasting the things that I know God has on my spirit. Because just like I met Dream and a few other people today, I feel like, like for a while, you guys, like I felt misunderstood because like I knew from when I was younger that my mindset and the way that I think is very different than the way other people think. And along my lifetime, being in my 30s now, I have met a few people that think like me and don't be like, damn, like you just real deep for no reason. Like I've met people that can relate to that, but something that I'm still learning, not everybody is prepared to have the same conversations. But I think where I struggle is, do I shrink myself and not utilize the brain power I have, or do I try to come across a different way, but then that's changing my personality and a God-given trait that God gave me to reach people who do feel it. So it's kind of it's a toss up that I have never been ready for. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm still trying to figure it out because, like when I was in nursing school, I'm a strong believer that God does put you in situations and in moments that align with where you were supposed to be in life. I feel like everybody in every the fucking decision that we've made and where we're at right now, we're here for a reason. And that every person that comes along that journey is also meant to be there for a reason. So, I met a few people that I was like, damn, I thought it was just me. I thought I'd just get a little deep. But that was God's way of showing me, like, I don't have these blinders on you for a reason. The people that are meant to hear these things, that are meant to go a little deeper, and maybe this is perhaps a little bit of healing serum for them, those people who appreciate it or those people who get it will come along. Like, I get that now. but it's like a touch and go thing. Um, just like Dream said, inspirational. Baby, I promise you, listen, I was not coming up on this bitch. Excuse my language, y'all. I told you I'm trying to watch it. I don't know because Big O's so different. I did not come on here to inspire necessarily. It was more so just to get my hours. I haven't been. I thank you for looking at it that way, but I don't want anyone to. That's the thing. As I build my subscribers and stuff, I don't want y'all to magnify me or to glorify me because number one, it's a sin to magnify someone that's higher than God. So I don't want to be magnified or worshipped. Don't worship me. I do, however, want to be appreciated. That's all I want. I don't want y'all to magnify me. If I can help someone have a better day, or I know what depression is like, right? I know what it feels like. Like, I can sit in dark situations now. I'm not saying I'm the best with it, but I can sit in dark situations now and dig myself out way quicker than I ever could. But that is perhaps why I come with the energy I come with, because I know that somewhere, somebody is dealing with those same emotions that I dealt with and going through something similar, or shit maybe worse. And if you can help somebody's day get better in some type of way, it's like, why not? Life is too short. Like, bitch, when I'm gone, I don't give a fuck about how many cars I got in the driveway. I don't really care about none of that. I want to know that whatever lineature I have in this world, they're going to be okay. And I want to know that I left something behind in this world to help with people's mental health, with people's well-being from the day to day, because we can say whatever the fuck we want to say, right? But if you're not good mentally, you're not good. Hey, all right, here now I will try and make it the next live. Okay, I'll let you know what my next live is going to be. I'm not sure yet. You are walking your journey and you're doing awesome. Oh, thank you, babe. I'm about to take a break off of here as well, y'all, because I have to do some things. I did not plan to be on here this long, to be honest with you. But I'm really happy that, I've met some new people. And just to kind of like engage and really get my thoughts out there. See how y'all fucking with it, So I can appreciate that. When it comes to like really, really, really like deep stuff, y'all, I do like how Dream was touching on some other stuff, and I was trying my best to like really not, I don't mind it, but I'm a strong believer that everything's not for everybody, and I just feel like unless those targeted type of individuals are in here, I really rather not. Just because I want to keep it very positive. I want to keep it very positive here. I want to keep it very safe space. I want to keep it very, if you're acting up in the comments, let me put you in a timeout. I want to keep it very, don't try me or anyone in this community, or I'm going to block you. That's what I want to keep this. So I like it in that fashion. And I just feel like it's better that way. And I said to myself several times over and over, I was like, well, I have a lot more subscribers on, I don't like to say followers, subscribers. I have more subscribers on TikTok than I do YouTube. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just do TikTok. But then I said, my YouTube, before I went back to nursing school, or started nursing school, I'm not going back till January. But when I started that, my followers were just going up. I was showing my husband, because it was just like, as I would post, I would see, 5 people subscribed. I know how to spot subs go. So I was happy with that. But just as sure as my ass started focusing on other things in life itself, my subs started to go motherfucking down. I said, damn, well, I guess I should not have took that for granted, huh? It's not the easiest thing to do. And it's like, once you get in this algorithm, like I've been having people come in and out, I almost don't want to get off. But it's like I kind of have to, because, y'all, I got other shit to do. My skin is glowing, but I also have to do a facial today. But I appreciate everybody who will stop by. I appreciate everybody who resonates with me, even when I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't trying to really go on a deep tip today, but just knowing that I have my little community that I'm building, whereas, you know, y'all get me and we get each other and we help each other have a good day. That's all that matters, y'all. I want people to succeed. I want people to have happy, healthy lives. I feel like it's so easy to come from which is easier for me to talk about now. I guess it's because I've had so many years to kind of like venting to my husband and just talking to different people. But I used to really couldn't bring up the fact and say, oh, my mom, you know, was an addict or whatever. Like the stuff that me and Dream was talking about. Not because I'm not proud of who my mom is, but because who the fuck wants to sit up there and say, oh, well, I come from an addict? Like, that's a lot. But just in general, knowing that there are people who can relate and stuff like that. Like I feel better. I feel like we have a chance here that we don't have to tuck people and we don't have to tuck situations under the rug. We could discuss them and we can all feel good about it at the end. German Shepherd, now where you been at? You done missed everything. Where you been? Can I get some likey likes up on here? No, but for real, I'm gonna have to get off soon anyway because I'm gonna have to charge my phone, y'all. And I got some other stuff I have to do. And German Shepherd, where was you at? I'm just hoping that this live does not get copyright. All I did, like literally, I played that little instrumental. That's all I did. I didn't do anything else. Okay. German Shepherd, what you got planned today? Do you really have a German Shepherd or is that your name? I thank you guys for visiting. It's really, thank y'all so much. Y'all, and also I don't mind it because I seen somebody was trying to do it. If y'all want to send any subs or any type of gifts, I don't mind it. Y'all don't have to send $20 gifts. I seen the thing was saying 20. Y'all don't have to give $20 gifts. Anything is a help. I believe all you gotta do is link your card, something like that. I'm not gonna beg y'all. If y'all love my content, just, you know, encouragement, whatever you get out of it, whatever you get out of it, even if you just resonating with me, I appreciate anything y'all send. It's appreciated. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. I appreciate it. What are you playing? What game you playing? Me and my husband, we normally be playing Call of Duty. Do you play Call of Duty? And that's another thing. Like my lives, y'all, I don't mind my lives like that be up there. But being as though I'm in the nursing field, I have to be very cognizant about what I put out there. Not for nothing, just like image wise. I am never gonna put nothing out there that make me look crazy. I'm sorry. It's one of my dogs. Oh, okay. One of your dogs is playing football? Like, are you saying one of your homeboys, basically? And listen, that's one thing. Y'all gonna see the growth eventually. You might not see it now, but y'all gonna see it. I plan to stop smoking. I can't tell you when, but that's kind of my nastiest habit right now, y'all. I have beat a lot of shit. And I'm very forthcoming about it. But smoking, them cigarettes, bitch, that's the next thing to go. I'm being honest. That's it. And hopefully y'all stick around, y'all will see it. No, the picture is one dog. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's why I asked you about the German Shepherd. Oh, that's so cute. We used to have a German Shepherd. I love German Shepherds. They are very sweet dogs. They're very loving, very caring dogs. But I love you guys. Listen, German Shepherd, I'm about to get up out of here. I got to do some things and stuff like that. I'm most likely going to charge my phone and then I'll get on again. I'm trying to test the algorithm out a little bit, you know, so I can get some more people up in here. I feel like we've had some people in and out and stuff like that, but try to come back if you want to. German Shepherd, I'm probably gonna go live in another maybe like 3 hours when I start cooking, so try to come back around then, and then, you know, We'll see what's goody, okay? But I love y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming through. This has been a really, really refreshing live. So I just hope to see y'all again soon. Don't forget to support me, y'all. Send a donation in the background if you want to, if you can. German Shepherd, don't forget to follow, share my live. Listen, we got to support each other. You might be my moderator, so I got to see what you can do. Okay? See y'all.